While classrooms across eastern North Carolina stand empty and students and teachers are tucked away at home, we know a great secret. Learning can happen anywhere. In fact, learning can happen everywhere. Welcome to Eastern Carolina Education Connection, a partnership with WNCT and Pitt County Schools. We're here to connect and reconnect with students, teachers, parents, and community during this unique and remarkable time in our state's history by helping you learn from right where you are.
Hi friends, and welcome to today's first episode of Eastern Carolina Education Connection. I'm so excited that we found a way to still connect with you while you're at home so that we can learn and explore together from right where we are, even though we're not in our school buildings. We're going to join each other every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the CW from 12 to 12:30, and we're going to explore some books, we're going to take some field trips, we're going to learn how to do some things and build some things at home. We might hear some music, we might visit in with some of our PE teachers and get to move around and really have a chance to build some things and build some experiences that we can share together. I was talking to one of our friends at Pitt County Schools, one of my friends, Miss Casey Creech from Creekside Elementary, and she was telling me about a little student she has named Genesis Santiago. And Genesis was talking about all the things that she misses from being in her building. So much so that she decided to make some of her school traditions homeschool traditions. She sent a video clip to Miss Creech and she's sharing it with us here. Let's take a look.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Our day is beginning, there's so much to do. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Genesis. I bet a lot of you are doing some things at home that you usually do at school, and if you're not, just know it's okay to start making your homeschool traditions the same as your in-school traditions. As we move on today with our first episode, I'm really excited because I get to be the one that reads to you. We're going to have guest teachers on every day, so hopefully you'll see one of your teachers' nice face on the TV screen, but today you're going to see mine. And I was thinking a lot about what Genesis said about missing friends and missing things at school, so I chose a book to read today called Beryl's Box. Two brand new friends are coming to your house today, and we're going to meet them in this book by Lisa Taylor and Penny Dan. This book was published by Barron's Educational Series. I was sitting in my den this morning and I was feeling really lonely and kind of sad because I miss all my friends at school and I miss being able to learn together and go through things together. And I thought to myself, a place where I always find some joy and some happiness and feel better is in books. So I went upstairs to see if I could find a book that could maybe make me feel a little bit better and maybe help me find ways to find a little bit more joy and adventure in my day. So the one I found was a book called Beryl's Box, and it really helped me use my imagination, and it turned my sadness into happiness, and I got to meet two brand new friends in this story, Beryl and Penelope, and I didn't feel so lonely anymore. I want to share this book with you and see if you can maybe feel a little bit more happiness today, just like I did. Let's find some and meet some new friends. Our story is called Beryl's Box, and it's by an author named Lisa Taylor, and the illustrations are by Penny Dan. Beryl's Box. Penelope Poisonberry was bored, but Beryl Bognut was not. Penelope Poisonberry had 5 teddy bears, 2 pairs of roller skates, 10 pots of luminous paints, 3 World Cup soccer balls, and a big bike with special wheels just for climbing mountains. Beryl Bognut, she didn't have any of those things. She just had a cardboard box. Penelope's mom and Beryl's mom were the very best of friends, but Penelope and Beryl, they were not the best of friends. Beryl didn't like the freckles that were on Penelope's ears, and Penelope thought that Beryl's legs were much too bendy. You can kind of tell the author shows us how these ladies are friends. She shows us a little bit about how Beryl and Penelope might be feeling about each other at first. They don't look as excited to see each other, do they? Wonder if you've got some friends like that when you first met. You had a feeling about something and then maybe that feeling changed. Let's see what happens. When Beryl's mom went to visit Penelope's mom, Beryl had to go too. And she howled and she scowled and she bent her legs until at last she was allowed to take her very favorite cardboard box. Penelope's mom and Beryl's mom sat and they played cards and they had a good time, just like ladies often do. Penelope and Beryl sat and they slurped milkshakes. Yum. And then they used the straws to annoy each other. Boys and girls, you may have been sitting at home annoying your brothers and sisters recently, and that is one of the things that Penelope and Beryl were doing at this point. We'll see what happens next. Maybe they get to like each other a little bit better. Penelope stared at her teddy bears and her roller skates and her luminous paints and her World Cup soccer balls and her bike with the very special wheels for mountain climbing. She could think of absolutely nothing to do with any of those very cool things. Beryl, she put her cardboard box in the corner of the room and she started clapping and cheering. "What are you doing?" said Penelope crossly. "Shush," said Beryl. "I'm trying to watch football. I'm watching football on this television." "That's not a television. It's a cardboard box," said Penelope, and she kicked that box high up into the air. That wasn't very nice. I wonder if you've kicked any of your brothers and sisters' toys since you've been home from school. It did a huge somersault and it landed smack right in the middle of the fireplace. Beryl was furious. She picked up the box, she peered inside of it, and then she gasped. "What is it now?" asked Penelope. So Beryl showed her the box. It looked really empty. "There," said Beryl. "I knew it. I knew you wouldn't be able to see him." "See what?" asked Penelope. "These sweets," said Beryl. Penelope peered even closer. "They're for adventures," she cried. "They're for eating and having adventures." And she tossed a sweet into the air and she swallowed it down whole, just like this. Do it with me. Just like that. Suddenly, there was a sound. It was a sort of a gurgling, a splurgling. It was coming from behind. Beryl spun around just in time to see a great sploosh of water pouring down the chimney. She jumped into the box. "Quick," she shouted. "We'll use it as a boat." The water, it started to rise higher and higher. The water covered the floor. It covered the door. And the higher it got, the rougher it became, until a huge wave washed the box right out of the window and out into the open sea. "Ahoy there!" cried Beryl. Boys and girls, that's what boaters say. If you're ever on a boat, you need to be able to say that. Give it a try. Say, "Ahoy there!" Great job. An enormous ocean liner went sailing past, and Penelope smiled and she waved. "Watch out for the sharks," she said. It's a great big shark. It's a mama shark. Are they in their house anymore, boys and girls? Did they really go outside? Or are they maybe using their imagination? Let's see where this box goes next. The boat sailed on and on. "Look!" shouted Beryl. "There's land ahead." Penelope looked, and then she closed her eyes. Boys and girls, close your eyes and see if you can see an island. I see it. I wish I was on an island right now. I bet that would be awesome. "It's an island," she said. "It's an island with big blue trees." So they started to paddle towards it. Paddle with them, boys and girls. Paddle hard. Harder and harder, faster and faster they paddled. But just as they were about to land, they began to go around in circles. "We're stuck in a whirlpool," yelled Beryl. A whirlpool's like that thing in your sink or your bathtub when the water goes around and around and around until zoop, it's all gone. They're stuck. Let's see what happens. Penelope reached out. She grabbed hold of a big blue branch on the edge of the island, and then she started to pull them in. Oh, I hope they get there. Beryl and Penelope sat down on the box. They were tired. They were hungry. At the top of one of the big blue trees, they could see a big blue moon fruit. Beryl did one of her very best bendy-legged jumps, but the fruits were too high up. So Penelope tipped the box over just on its side, and she leapfrogged up until the top of it. Reaching up, she tossed the moon fruits down. Wonder how high you could jump. See how high you can jump right now. See if you could get blue fruits out of a tree. Beryl and Penelope sat down on the ground, and they munched the big blue moon fruits. They put the box in the middle, and they used it as a table. Said Penelope, I wonder what's on the radio. She reached out to switch the box on. Warning, warning, came a voice. Sounded a little bit like Beryl's voice, but Penelope went with it. Huge, googly monster spotted, roaming Moon Fruit Island. At that moment, Penelope felt something very long and very slippery slithering up her back. Here it is. Okay, friends, what time is it? It's wiggle time. Stand up, stretch out those muscles, get them going. Let's get ready to move with our special guest today.
Hey boys and girls, this is Mrs. Dawson with Aiden again. Nice to see you today. Today our game for our brain break is called As If. I'm gonna say something that relates as if something else were happening. For example, our first one is to jog in place as if a big scary bear is chasing you. That's more like a run. Get away from the bear, get away from the bear, run, 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 run. I think we made it. I want you to walk as if you're in peanut butter. Really, really tough to get through this peanut butter. Get in that peanut butter. I want you to jump in place as if you are popping popcorn. Jump, jump, jump. You're popping, you're popping, you're popping. Popping, popping, popping. I want you to reach up as if you're grabbing balloons out of the air. Reach, 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 reach. Get all those balloons, get all those balloons. I want you to march in place as if you were in a marching band. Excellent job, boys and girls. I want you to paint as if the paintbrush were attached to your head. Can you write your name? Excellent job, boys and girls. I want you to swim as if a shark is chasing you. Swim, 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 swim. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Get away, move those arms, move those arms. I want you to move your feet as if you are ice skating. Ice skating. Maybe you fall when you ice skate, but we're pretending we don't now. And I want you to shake your body like you're a wet doll. Okay. That's today's brain break, boys and girls. Your 20-minute challenge for this week is a family walk, run, walk the dog, get out, move your body 20 minutes a day. See you later, guys.
Frog! The long, slippery something was a long, slippery tail. It was attached to a wide, slippery body with a snaky, slippery neck, on the end of which was a huge, slippery, googly monster's head. There was a rumble and a grumble of a gigantic, hungry tummy, followed by a slurping, burping burp noise. It was a huge, googly monster, and he was licking his sloppity lips. I see his tongue hanging out. Let's see what happens. Beryl picked up the box and swung it around 3 times before bashing the monster on its googly head. The monster bellowed, "Ah!" Then he went all cross-eyed and wobbly, and with an angry roar, it stamped on top of that box. The box flattened out like a carpet. Whenever I see a carpet and I sense magic in a story, boys and girls, I'm thinking we might be going flying. Let's see. Quick, shouted Beryl, jumping on top of the box. The magic words. Bendy legs and ear freckles, cried Penelope, and she just managed to grab Beryl's hand as the carpet soared into the air. Higher and higher they flew until the monster was just a slippery speck in the distance. And still they went on climbing, up, over the moon, and then on past the stars, which glittered cold and blue and hung like icicles in the sky. You know, I know what icicles look like because sometimes it snows and I've seen them. So I'm thinking about those stars hanging like icicles that hang off my house. Let's see where they end up. Oh my goodness, they're in space. Rockets, planets, cool blue aliens partying down here. They look so much happier now. I think maybe this adventure made them be friends. And they got outside of their house, didn't they? Got us a planet down here with some rings. Maybe that's something you guys can talk about, which planet that is today while you're home. They arrived back in Penelope's playroom just as Beryl's mom walked through the door. "It's time to go," shouted Penelope. She picked up her box and with a sad sigh, she handed her box to Beryl. "Same time next week?" said Penelope's mom to Beryl's mom. Beryl and Penelope smiled. Beryl thought that Penelope's freckles looked like yummy chocolate chips. Maybe they weren't so bad after all. And Penelope couldn't help thinking that all the best legs must be bendy. They certainly look different than they did at the beginning of our story, don't they? They're not annoying each other with straws anymore. I think they're excited about being able to meet each other again. That night, Penelope's Auntie Caroline came over with a very late present for Penelope's birthday. Penelope ripped it open because she loves presents. "Wow," she cried, snatching the superest new computer from inside its box. "It's just what I've always wanted." And she threw the superest new computer on the floor and she hugged that box tightly to her chest. The end. I'm wondering, boys and girls, now that Penelope has her own box, if she and Beryl can go on adventures together. And you know what? That's got me thinking that I might have some boxes at my house too. Let's see if we can maybe think of some ways to do the same things at our houses that Penelope and Beryl did together in our story today. One of my very favorite things to do when I'm reading a story is to find new words, kind of like a word detective. And 3 of my favorite words that I pulled out of this story are right here. This first word is sore. We talked a little bit in the story about you can sometimes have a sore on your knee, and this is a different use of it, a different spelling. This word soar means when you're flying. So birds soar into the air. Airplanes soar over cities and over oceans. So it's one that the author used to help us understand the adventure of soaring when Penelope and Beryl were flying up into space. So that's a word I want to keep in my head because I think I'm going to want to use that maybe if I do some writing. And it's a word I'm going to look for in other books that I read to see how other authors use that word as well. Another word that we talked about, this was a good one because that monster bellowed. And that word bellow is just a whole different way to say scream or yell. Maybe when you're shocked about something or excited about something or trying to get someone's attention. So that word bellow means to scream. So think about some ways that your family might bellow while you're at home. "Mom, the water's too hot," she bellowed. That might be a way to use that word. Or, "Gosh, I miss my teacher." That's a great thing to bellow. Or, "Mom, look what I just learned. I want to show you this in my book." Those are some ways that you might be able to bellow, and it's a really cool way to say something instead of "she said hello" or "she yelled when she saw the dog." So it's a different word that authors use to explain how we feel about things sometimes. And our last word is one that I know that you've been feeling since you've been home with your family, with your brothers and your sisters and your mom and whoever else might be, even your dog maybe. That word annoy. When I first came to this word, I thought, I don't really know how to say that. But then I noticed a part in this word that looks like that word that I know, boy. And it helped me know what to do. Annoy. when you annoy somebody, it's just like you're picking on them. Like when you take the pencil that your brother wanted to use, you're annoying your brother. If you are hogging the book and you're not letting your brother or your sister read the book, then you might be annoying them. You might be annoying your puppy if you keep throwing the ball too far and he can't go get it. So that's another word that I want to hold in my head and see if I can find in other books that we read in ways that maybe I could use these 3 words while I'm at home with my family. And to use with writing, if I'm going to write any adventure stories. These might be 3 words that I want to hold in my head. I got so excited about these words that I called my friends and I was like, y'all, I got to tell you about these 3 cool words. And when I was telling them about the words, I started telling them about the story. And I was feeling so different than the way I woke up feeling lonely that morning, because I was happy and I was excited to be able to share things with my friends. And then I started thinking, man, I wish I had a box to fly around with on my own. So I started rummaging around my house to see if I had a box that I could use. Let me show you what I found. I found a little box, which isn't the same as Beryl's box, but it was a good shape. I thought, what might be some things that I can make out of this box? Maybe a city, maybe a dog house, maybe a rocket ship for my dog to fly in. Then I thought, you know what, it's small, I might want a different one. So I found an old computer box in my house too. And I thought, that's a different shape, so maybe I can make something different out of that. Then I started thinking about what might be some ways I could dress it up and bring some color or add something to it. So I thought, you know what, I know my mom's got some string, so I found some yarn, and it's orange, and that was kind of shiny. So I thought I'm gonna get some yarn and see what I can do. Then I had some things from an old project that I did that were some nice bendy sticks, like Beryl's bendy legs, that we could use, pipe cleaners. And you know what? That's a great way to make ears or antenna. I was thinking, man, I could even make some glasses to wear around the house and look for cool, fun things to see. And then I pulled out my markers. And then I got to thinking, I'm not alone in this. I don't have to be lonely. I'm calling my friends. I'm going to tell them to make a box too. Now, when you're in your house, you can rummage around in your house and see if you can find some boxes and find some things that you could create a box with that can maybe take you somewhere on an adventure. One of the other things that I was thinking about was, once you have this beautiful box and you're thinking and using your imagination about going somewhere different, it's something we could write about. So you could write a story that you could share with your friends. A story just like this author did here, about the adventure that you're going to have. So maybe even if you're like me and you love to find words in stories, take this word soar and say, Lucy made a box that was taking her to a brand new planet. She soared over the globe, all the way up into space. All of the aliens that were on that planet bellowed, "Hello, Lucy," as soon as she got there, so that they could start playing and having their adventure out in space in this new planet. And even at the end of Lucy's story, maybe those aliens were a little bit annoyed at the fact that she was going to leave, since she made new friends and now she was going to have to go away again, and they were sad to see her go. So maybe you could create a story to go along with this new writing and tell us about the adventure. That was one thing that I was excited about doing. Once I could write a story about my box and call my friends and be like, hey guys, guess where my box took me today? So it might just be a whole nother adventure for you to be having while you're at home. Once you get your pictures taken, there's going to be a Facebook page that maybe you can add your pictures so that we can all see them. I couldn't think of any better way to bring you some positivity today than being able to talk to some of our incredible counselors. Let's go see who's in our Counselor Corner today.
Hi, I'm Olivia Salter, school counselor at Ridgewood Elementary School. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we're so excited to have an opportunity for a Counselor's Corner on our episodes. Today, I wanted to talk to you about one of the things that we all have to deal with, and that is our feelings. Feelings are something that everyone has, and none of them are bad. It's just a matter of how we learn to identify them and how we learn to handle them. during this time, while we're at home and have so many unknowns happening in our life, it can cause us to have a lot of different feelings, and everything that you have is okay. We are most familiar with feeling happy or sad or angry or upset, but at these times there's other feelings that may come into play as well. Sometimes that's being anxious or worried and starting to feel like we don't have control over things in our lives. So, what's most important during these times is that you feel like you're able to start to identify those feelings and talk about it when you need to talk about it. It's okay to feel any way that you feel. It's important that you feel like you have someone to share them with. So, I want everyone to stop today and think about who they have in their lives that they have access to now to be able to share those feelings with. Obviously, it's the people that are in your home. Maybe it's your parents or your grandparents or your siblings, but there's also a lot of people in the community that you can reach out to even though they're not there with you right now. And that, of course, is the people who are in your school community and school family. So I know that you have contact with your teachers even while we're not in school. So they are always open to hearing from you in an email or maybe a Zoom chat, or even over the phone. But it's also important to remember there's other people that are there with you as well in your school community, and that, of course, is your school counselors. Each of us have office hours that are open for you to communicate with us. Sometimes it's just to stop in and say hi or play a game, but it's also someone that's there to listen and to help you to understand that you are not alone. It's easy for us to get caught up in all that's happening and to feel like we're alone and we don't have anyone with us. But the truth is that even when someone can't be right there, there is always someone who's thinking of you and caring about you. So take the time over the next bit of time that we have at home and reach out to those people. Share with them how you're feeling. Talk to them about your day and what's going on in your mind. Because what's so important is that we're able to share and communicate with others during these times that are so difficult. I hope you all have a fantastic day and look forward to seeing you again on our Counselor's Corner.
Hi friends, I just don't want you to forget, we've got our Facebook page where you can also put some submissions of things that you've created, things that you've learned from the lessons that we've done. Just go to Facebook and type in @PCSECEC and let us see the magic. So glad we got to spend this time together on Eastern Carolina Education Connection, and I'm really looking forward to our next episode where we can learn and explore together from right where you are.
You can also connect with us on Facebook using the information below. We look forward to seeing you for our next episode.